golden wildfire into the chasm.
Where am I?
Stay where you are. It would be best if you refrained from bringing out any weapons as well.
Wait, Edelgard? Hold on. What are all three of you doing here?
I have the same question. It appears we've been swallowed up by some kind of strange magic.
That's the long and short of it. But isn't all of this your doing?
When we awoke, we found ourselves here, in this dark and ominous void.
Don't tell me you can't remember what happened. You suddenly transformed and started attacking your friends. Luckily, we managed to knock you out and capture you. But it wasn't long before you came to and escaped. I was told that you were acting like someone else entirely.
I guess that kinda rings a bell. The last thing I remember is Arval telling me to slay the Ashen Demon. At least, I think it was Arval.
Arval?
The voice in my head. We've known each other for a few years now. Sounds pretty out there, right? This is why I never mentioned it.
And you claim this Arval suddenly decided to turn on you.
I know how it sounds, but yeah. There are two things I can say for sure. The first is that Arval's magic is what dragged us all in here. And the second is that there's no one in my head anymore.
How can you be certain?
Because I don't feel them. At least, not in my mind. Arval's somewhere else now. Somewhere distant.
I don't mean for this to be an interrogation, but distant? From where? This story of yours is hardly convincing.
Well, you do seem to be your old self again. That, if nothing else, makes me want to believe what you're saying.
At the very least, I hope you know a way out of this fathomless prison.
About that, I know I said distant, but Arval's definitely here with us somewhere. If we can find them and figure out what magic they used on us, we might just be able to escape.
That sounds wildly optimistic.
It sure does. But considering we don't know a thing about this place, we might as well give it a shot.
In that case, let's begin looking around and see if we can't find any clues to where we are. I wonder...
I have to say, this isn't how I imagined Fodlan's three most powerful leaders would be coming together.
Indeed. I hesitate to even consider the look on Hubert's face right now.
I don't think anyone's too worried about me, though. Vanishing without a word is kind of what I do. Even now that I'm the king of the Federation, it looks like I'm as unreliable as ever.
Or perhaps it's the opposite, and your people think you reliable precisely because you always return. It must be nice having friends you can depend on to handle important matters in your absence.
And it must feel lousy to realize no one wants to do your job, Edelgard.
I'm glad to see your tongue remains as agile as ever. Let's try moving our feet instead, shall we?
Hey, I can do both if you want. It's definitely not an either-or kind of situation. So, Edelgard, say the four of us get out of here in one piece. What are you planning to do about Dimitri? maybe we should join forces and take them on together.
You're such a bore sometimes, Claude. And is that a serious proposal?
Well, I suppose it would be easier for me if the kingdom stuck around. After all, I get the feeling that if we divide Fodlan between the Empire and the Federation, I'll be the one holding the short end of that stick. Our goal is to deal with Rhea and the Central Church, not to unify Fodlan.
You never have been one to mince words, have you? Well then, allow me to match your honesty. It would be more convenient for me if the kingdom ceased to exist. The Central Church has a much closer relationship with Fargus than with the other regions. Even were we to capture the Archbishop and force her to dismantle the upper echelons of the Church, it wouldn't be enough. The roots of that organization run deep.
Hold on. You're just looking to capture Rhea? You're not gonna, get rid of her?
Is it not enough to subdue a foe and remove them from power?
I'm just surprised. I would have expected you to be more thorough.
And here I thought you wanted to pursue a peaceful solution.
Hey, give me some credit. If I didn't like to rock the boat, Lester would have been swallowed up by the Empire ages ago. I have ambitions, Edelgard. Real ones. I won't go into details, but I'm definitely fighting to make them a reality.
All that, and you're not planning to enlighten me? Unreliable and stingy. I, for one, have no qualms with telling you my ambitions. I seek to destroy the irrational power structure that shackles Fodlan.
Just Fodlan, huh?
Come again?
Hey, don't get me wrong. That's a goal I can get behind. That's why we're working together. But I'd be grateful if my own ambitions can be fulfilled at the end of your path of conquest.
I'd like to believe that is possible. At least for now, we can work together to achieve a common goal. And perhaps someday our pact will become a more permanent one. I hope so, at any rate.
Same here. But before that, we need to find a way out of this place.
Yes.
Dimitri, we need to talk. I'm just gonna come out and say it. After the war, I'm going to abolish the Central Church and depose the Archbishop. The people of Fodlan have been shackled by this decrepit system for too long, and I'm ending it.
You're going to do away with the church?
That's right. Think about it. Who steals your freedom and gives you an endless list of duties and obligations simply because you have a crest? Who forces you and your friends into a bunch of unwanted marriages and positions of power? The church even forbids any official contact with outside regions. Not exactly great for Fargus, right? Being as close to Serang and Albinia as you are.
But to be clear, your quarrel is with the church, yes? Not with Fargus itself?
Exactly. We have nothing to gain by fighting you. And really, our enemy isn't the actual church so much as the people at the top who make all the decisions.
I understand where you're coming from, Claude. And on a personal level, I actually agree with you.
But as a king, you're opposed.
Yes, for 3 reasons. First, abolishing the church would deny the king's right to rule Fargus. Without one, the people will descend into chaos and war. Would you be able to take responsibility for such a thing once it came to pass? Second, recklessly discarding the church will only incite discord among the clergy and its supporters. And finally, A revolution of this nature will not only mean casualties among the common folk, but will endanger your own life as well.
Leaving the first two for a second, I have some serious issues with that last one. I'm glad you're concerned for my safety, but I can take care of myself.
But don't you see? The people you wish to depose are human, just as you are. No matter what ingenious scheme you come up with, or how careful you try to be, they will suffer. And their vengeance will eventually find you, no matter how hard you try to stave it off. I know full well the guilt that accompanies such actions, and the retribution they provoke.
Everyone has to deal with the consequences of their decisions. If you let it rule you, Fodlan never changes. And if it doesn't change, it'll just fall apart.
But not taking the time to look where you're going will only lead you to stumble and fall. And if there are those who would be hurt by this, I consider it my duty to help them.
There you go, trying to save everyone again. You really are too good for me.
To be honest, I'm jealous of how you're not burdened with the same restrictions.
In the world I'm trying to create, you wouldn't be burdened by them either. You could even... No, forget that. I'm serious about what I said, though. And I really do admire how you want to save everyone. Honestly, if you weren't a king, I think we could have been friends.
I feel much the same. Had I joined with you, I might have been able to see a different vision of Fodlan.
Huh?
Well, I'm stumped. Oh boy. Yeesh. You can't tell forward from back in here. Let's try over that way, maybe?
Good idea. It seems different from the rest of the void. Look out!
So it failed. Has my skill degraded that sharply over the years?
Arvel.
I have been searching for you. And look what you brought me. The three who fancy themselves sovereigns, ruling over that abomination's wretched spawn. What unexpected luck. I do hope you are all prepared to face death this day.
So this is Arvel, is it? Undo this sorcery and return us from whence we came, demon.
Oh, I do not think that will be happening. But even if I desired to accede to your wishes, the great forbidden spell of Zaharas is a one-way journey. None can escape this eternal darkness.
I vote we kill this thing and see what happens. Who's with me?
Something tells me they wouldn't lay this trap, only to suffer the same fate as us. If this being can free themselves from this void, it stands to reason that so too can we.
Then try cutting me down if you like. Sadly, what you see before you is but an illusion. I have a task to fulfill, and once it is accomplished, I shall leave this place alone.
Arvel, wait! What task are you talking about? Why did you use me? What are you trying to do here?
Ah, but you are mistaken. I am not Arval. My name is Epimenides, an ordinary man who vowed to kill the beast which set the earth ablaze. Do you not comprehend my purpose? I must save this world and its true people. That is why I chose to pass my consciousness down through the ages. And you are the vessel for that consciousness.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Help me out!
Let's try this. What's going on, but I do know whoever that is needs to be stopped.
And how far are
I
you
got
willing
this.
to go? Will you cut down your own friends to reach me?
No. It must be a dump.
So, it's completely indistinguishable from the real thing. This is vile sorcery indeed.
Majesty, why are you consulting with the enemy? Is this right where you want him?
Why are you... No. This is a deception. The man I know would never raise a weapon.
Dad, no! Don't do this! I can't believe you would hurt me.
This is harder than I thought. I mean, how do we know for sure they're not real?
The Emperor is before you. Deal the killing blow.
You can't fool me. If it were really you, you'd understand. There. It's done. But steel yourselves. Don't know who we'll confront next.
Are we being worked away? No. Space itself is distorting around us.
Our surroundings have changed.
This place is so twisted you can't even tell where you are.
Aren't you sad for your comrades, murderers? There it is. There is your rage.
I can spot one fake, but how do I tell which Edelgard and Dimitri are on my side?
Perhaps each of us should take on their own double to prevent confusion.
That's not a bad idea.
This darkness is a mirror for the soul. And once a soul is imprisoned here, it is eternally severed from the real world.
Why are you helping the Emblem, wretch? You mourn your friends. Avenge them! It's a blessing I get to face you. There is truly no one I more desire to end.
Can't say it's pleasant watching my own death. Out of the way! Enemy dead!
You always come through for us. Even more than I expected.
Out of the way!
Not a problem.
Illusion or no,
I got it.
I must thank our adversary for letting me experience that.
Stop playing the kind soul. Everything we've ever wanted is before us, right for the taking. If you're really me, then you already know why I'm doing this. I don't like leaving my fate up to luck. Not good.
Stand your ground.
I feel like I just slew my twin brother. That's the last of the illusions.
I'll cover you.
So it would seem.
At least now we're certain they're not real. We can cut them down without mercy.
Again? Please tell me we're gonna find that guy this time.
Right. Let's get searching.
Oh, but you four are a marvel. To think you are already adapting to this.
Take a breath.
Yes. Now have the grace to lay down your lives and let the world you've torn apart heal.
Don't let anyone get away!
Seriously, no one? I've got you now.
No problem, I got it.
Unfortunate, but you are forcing my hand.
So even our mercenary friend gets affected. This is going to take all of us. Time to put our differences aside.
Destroying me will achieve nothing, for you will all still be trapped in this place.
Why does it have to be you? I don't want to fight you.
Don't let anyone get away!
Seriously, no one? I've got you now.
It seems I'm forced to do this myself. So be it. Come at me if you dare.
Our adversary has finally run out of tricks. Time to finish this.
There you are, my partner in destiny.
You're not Arbol. And even if you were, I'd fight you all the same.
Nothing I do is enough. How much more must I sacrifice? No, this isn't with you! The cycle of this world must be protected! You fool! Why must you resist me so?
You know my reason. The tomorrow we're fighting for. You are to me!
It's incredible. Just how strong you've become.
Orval.
You have grown more than I ever thought possible. And yet... I've never felt more alone.
Looks like we made it out in one piece.
Are you sure about that? I still have no idea what's going on.
Arval, or Epimenides, I suppose, has vanished, and we've been returned to where we started. Perhaps we should just consider this a victory, an ironic one, as we achieved it by working together.
Fair enough. So, what happens now?
I can't speak for Edelgard, but I'm not exactly itching to fight you. Whatever's in store for us, let's say we just call a truce for now.
I wouldn't have been able to return here had it not been for your assistance, as well as Claude's. Letting you walk away may not be the soundest of tactics, but at this point I see no other option.
Agreed. Let's consider all debts paid.
But just to be clear, I crushed you once, and I can do so again.
Right. I gotta admit, I never saw any of this coming.
In truth, I can't say I much expected any of this.
Still, it got us talking again, and that's gotta be worth something.
Well, I should be off. I hope we can do this again sometime. The speaking part, anyway.
In that case, I will depart as well. I'm sure everyone must be quite concerned for me by now.
See you both on the other side of this war. Well, my friend, are you ready to get out of here? We still have one more enemy to deal with before all of this can end. Archbishop Rhea awaits.